Our lesson of reflection is on promises of Christ. When Christ spoke, you could trust in him. 3 quotes. When they hand you over, do not worry about how you are to speak or what you are to say. You will be given at that moment what you are to say. For it will not be you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. The 2nd quote. Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid. And the 3rd. I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will never, even if he dies. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. The first 2 are Matthew 10 and 14. The last is John 11, 25, 26. When Jesus spoke, he said things about which you could trust. When he spoke in parables, it was so that the lessons were sometimes only available to those for whom they were directed. For instance, the chosen ones would understand that they were to follow. They would understand that portion meant for them, while the wicked would hear and understand an entirely different portion, hearing the condemnation meant for them, hearing that they needed to change or die. Strangely, when I think of Christ's parables, I often think of the Muppets show. And he knows that this is no disrespect for his teaching, but a high praise for the great Jim Henson and his fabulous Muppets show. On the episodes and all skits of the Muppets show, there are messages and humors at 2 different and quite distinct levels. The show had to appeal and entertain the young children who saw these beloved characters every day at their regular day job on Sesame Street. But the show, without any tawdry double entendre or need for jokes or lines that were totally unexplainable to the young, appealed wildly to adults. It was more popular with adults than with the children after the first season, and entire families could watch it together, each generation enjoying it differently and for different reasons within the same sketch. Jesus taught differently within each parable, but when he spoke plainly, as did Big Bird speak plainly in his rare appearances on the Muppet Show, when there was plain speak, promises or pronouncements were made to us. We were meant to learn and remember clearly what was said, the lesson that was taught. Think over the words. The first quotation. Christ spoke to his apostles, for they were words all would need as each was martyred in his name. These words were truth. The words spoken to us through the proxy of the apostles were also truth. In the second quotation, never doubt, do not be afraid. When you call upon his name, take courage, for he is there with you. There is nothing to fear. And then there is no doubt about his being the way to eternal life. For his sweet Big Bird, straight talker, had said, he is my friend forever and ever. I will be with him, and he with me. May Carol Spinney be entertaining you well, Lord. Thank you for sharing us your bird double, for allowing us to enjoy and learn from this blessed teacher in feathers and green dirty fur.